What is up, guys? I'm so glad that we're finally back here for another stream. We finally did do it. We finally did it. After all the time that we spent, after all the time that we worked so hard, we got the number one pick. We got Trevor Lawrence. Thank you for watching and another Jags pod. If you're listening to the podcast, make sure to check us out on YouTube at Jaguars United. Make sure to check us out on Twitter. We're at Jaguars_United, all of that stuff. And I've noticed, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed a lot more, I would say, activity amongst Jaguars Twitter and Jaguar things. I think people are excited to see the Jaguars of the future. We went from being a team with no hope with Justin Fields to a team being like, now we're super pumped. Now we're excited about things happening. Now we're excited about the future. And wow. And, looking like that the Jets all along were going to get the wins. I know we were sad to see it for a while there. Man, it took 13 weeks for us to watch the Jets and for them to get a win. They finally did. But we're so glad that you're here with us watching the live stream. Joey will be back. For those of you asking about Joey will be back. He actually got kind of sick the last couple weeks. I'll let him explain what had happened. I'm not going to give away any hints for when he gets back, but it rhymes with COVID-19. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Not going to give away what was wrong with Joey and why he was gone. I'll let him explain, but it does rhyme with that. Make sure you check us out on YouTube because we do love the chat. We do love Jags fans. That's why we did this, is for the Jags fans. We got a shout out to Brett E., the first one in the chat, saying Duval. Robert Atzert says, let's go. Merking Jamari P5. It just puts the fire sign. Like, is there anything better than just the fire sign to explain how Jaguar fans feel? I'm going to put some Trevor Lawrence clips, but YouTube's pretty quick at flagging things. So as soon as I get the warning, I'm going to pause it, but it's okay. It's all good. Trevor Lawrence just does it all, man. Charlie Boy says, hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I've been waiting for you guys to talk about Trevor. Yeah, I know. And look, I can't wait for Joey to be back. I think Joey's going to be back next week. That's what he said was going to happen. We'll see if it actually happens or not. But he was sick. I didn't want him anywhere near me. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Robert Atzert said, Merry Christmas to all. Brandon Latouche, yes, Christmas was good. Gonna get caught up on here. Marking Jamari says Trevor Lawrence is fire. Robert Atzert wants to see free agent talk. Free agent talk's coming, but I gotta be honest with you. This is gonna be just a quick, short show. And I just want to talk about Trevor Lawrence. I want to watch Trevor Lawrence film. I want to look at his stats. That's all I want to do. Robert Atzert says commentator. You're probably talking about PFT commentator hates on Jags. I think everyone is hating on the Jags that are not like, I don't know. I feel like all the traditional football fans are hating on the Jags, but we see teams do this all the time. When the Colts tanked for Andrew Luck, no one said anything. When the Bucs tanked for Jameis Winston, no one said anything. The Texans had some tanking-looking games when Jadeveon Clowney was the number one overall pick. It's just funny. Like I think that it actually happens more than we think, but it's just kind of like the diehards on Twitter and on YouTube that kind of see it more than the average fan. Like the average fan isn't, reading a tweet from someone that says that the Jags don't deserve the number one overall pick and is like thinking anything of it. They're just going to keep scrolling. Whereas us Jags fans, like, we take it to heart. We take it seriously. It's not a big deal. Look, people are mad that one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time coming out of college is going to a small market team. That's all it is. There's nothing more. There's nothing less. It could have been us. It could have been anybody. When a small market team gets a good quarterback, it can really revolutionize what happens. I'll steal this from UCF Jaguar, who I saw say it on Twitter, talking about guys like Andrew Luck, talking about guys like Patrick Mahomes that are at small market cities. Green Bay, Wisconsin, Kansas City, they're not big. They're no bigger than Jacksonville, and their quarterbacks they have there have just become like media moguls. They're in every ad, they're in every commercial, and I think that's what we're going to get with Trevor Lawrence. Before we look at his film, let's take a look at some of his stats. I wanted to kind of look at how good he is. It seems like he just gets kind of better, and the stats don't point out, but if you see it, If you watch his film, then you definitely see what happens. In 2018, 259 completions on 397 attempts. I mean, if you look at his completion percentage for his entire career, never falls below 65%. He's throwing for a lot of yards every year. I mean, this statistically was his worst year yards, touchdowns-wise, but obviously he was injured for a lot of this season. There's a reason why people are just overall excited everywhere about Trevor Lawrence. Gonna try to get caught up with the comments. The comments are gonna be kind of spicy because I think a lot of people are excited about Trevor Lawrence, and which is good. I'm glad. I'm pumped. This is kind of what we figured would happen. Those of you that have been watching our channel all through this season, we kind of talked about how, all it's going to take is for one thing to happen, and then all of a sudden the Jags fans are back on board because Jags fans, they've been through so much. They're ready to support the team. They really are, and it's a very, it's a very fertile ground. It's a powder keg. That's the word I'm looking for. If the Jaguars give you anything, then the fans are going to be all over it. Look what happened in 2017. In 2017, they were good. They come out of the gate swinging defense, one of the best of all time, and the stadium's packed. The YouTube channels are popping off. The podcasts are coming out left and right. Fans are on here. There's a lot of Twitter's popping off. And look, Trevor Lawrence gave Jaguar fans that breath of fresh air, and I'm super excited about it. So forgive me about if I don't get caught up on your comments. It is what it is. Please Don't Yell says, let's go. Check out Please Don't Yell's YouTube. He's one of the funniest people I know. Eddie Clutch says, I know with COVID, there may not be fans at the draft. Is there any draft parties in Jacksonville area anyone know about from years prior? I'm willing to travel down there if no fans are allowed. There's not going to be – I don't know about official draft parties. I don't think Jacksonville's going to have an official draft party, but you could probably meet up with some fans somewhere. I don't know how far you're coming from. I know we're going to be watching it somewhere. Probably partying, that's for sure. Eddie Clutch says, from years past, anyone know about it? It'll probably be social distance. Yeah, it probably will be. Christian Charles says, tank tops for Trevor actually worked. Yes, it did. If you watch any of our shows, Joey and me wore tank tops on every episode, trying to convince the team to tank. And although after week 1 we were kind of like half believers, just like everyone else, it actually worked. Mindset says, media doesn't want the Jags to get Trevor, knowing that we are not laughing stock anymore. No, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is going to completely revolutionize the team and the whole franchise. And free agents are going to want to come here. Draft picks are going to be excited about playing here. Current players on the roster will want to re-sign. Imagine that. That's going to be absolutely crazy, right? Players wanting to stay that we draft. I mean, that's going to be amazing. Al Capone says Duval, which I'm all Al Cajones, and I like that. Christian Charles says number 16. He's talking about the jersey. I think that he probably will wear number 16. I hope so. I can't imagine there's any player in Jaguars lore that will prevent him from wearing 16, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know. Let's take a look at this play here. I don't want to look at that play because that was just a bullet throw. All right, let's take a look at this one. I haven't watched it, so we're just going to dissect it right off the rip. We're going to do a quick one-play dissection here. All right, we got 11. I can't tell how many people are here. Okay, 11 personnel. That's 1 tight end, 1 running back. They probably have split out. They must have someone somewhere else. Hopefully it's a nice play action here. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, nice play action. Keeps his eyes downfield. Tight end's going to release right away. Can't see the other player's routes, so we'll just assume that they were running very crisp. A nice little 3-step drop. And he's just going to just lob the – I mean, his receiver's wide open. But still, you have to make that throw. I mean, what I like about this play, and, maybe this is just me who's someone who watches film all the time and is was a coach, how quickly he goes from play action, 3-step drop to release. I mean, this is pro-level release. I mean, I wish I had a timer here on how quick he does this. I mean, he drops his back shoulder. He launches. I mean, that's a 40-yard throw right there on the money. I love it. I love it. I love it. Super excited. Please Don't Yell says, what do you think about Trevor's awareness? I think it's one of the aspects of the game that stands out the most to me. Always keeping his eyes downfield, never taking sacks, etc. I think we just saw that, a beautiful example of that, even on the play action with the guys. I mean, he's getting blitzed by a 5th guy there, and he keeps his eyes downfield. Beautiful poster out from the outside wide receiver. Makes a throw. I love it. Christian Charles again with the fire emoji. We may just change our name to the Fire Emoji Podcast or Fire Emoji YouTube channel, whatever it is. Lonesome Not I says T-Law to Duval, and I think we're all super excited about that. Robert Adrick says they said we would ruin his career. He killed in the bowl game. I don't know if we're talking about Trevor Lawrence, but we're definitely not going to ruin Trevor Lawrence's career. I mean, I actually like where the offense is kind of going. You look at a guy like James Robinson. You look at a guy like DJ Chark. I don't know what they're going to do at tight end. Eifert could be re-signed. They could pick up another guy here or there. Chenault is turning out to be like one of the steals of the draft, in my opinion. I think the offense is set up for some success next year, and I think that Jags fans are going to be super surprised at how fast Trevor Lawrence learns the offense. Like I've been paying special attention to Josh Allen here because Josh Allen was one of these guys that kind of came in with a lot of hype, the same way that Trevor Lawrence did. Obviously not the same, but Trevor Lawrence kind of came in with some like hype. In the same way, it's going to come in with hype the same way that Josh Allen did. It took Josh Allen 3 years. It took Josh Allen 3 years to get his completion percentage over 75% in the NFL, and for 2 years, a lot of players, teams were labeling Josh Allen as a bust. I don't think it's going to take Trevor Lawrence that long, but I think they could get there as far as like where Josh Allen is now to where Trevor Lawrence is going to be. Let's see here. Eddie Clutch says Trey Quinn is number 16 right now. Matthew Urbanky says, is Duval better than New York? Is the team situation better or is the city better? I don't know. If you ask me, it seems like if you're a player, you would rather go to New York. All things considered, teams are in the same situation. If both teams are rated exactly the same and you're just picking a city, I feel like New York does have a little bit of like majesty to it, or something like that attracts people that want to go to New York. But I don't think the Jets and the Jags are in the same situation at all. I mean, I think the Jags are in a much better situation with draft capital, actual capital in the cap space. I mean, I think it's not even close when it comes to that. I know people point to the state income tax. I mean, that's a big deal. But when you're a young player coming out of college, that's like one of the last things you're thinking about. I mean, you're thinking about it, but it's one of the last things you're thinking about. Sean Love says, have you ever seen him take snaps under center? That's a good question. I personally haven't, but I have a twofold response to that. I haven't watched enough film on him like I'm going to here now that I know that he's coming to Jacksonville. And secondly, we see a lot of quarterbacks that kind of come out that haven't taken a lot of snaps under center. I mean, it works out all the time for quarterbacks. So I don't think that's a huge deal. I think you can take a lot of your snaps out of shotgun anyways. I mean, Cam Newton, did he ever take snaps under center? I mean, he had a pretty good career. I think you can get away with being a shotgun quarterback, especially nowadays in the NFL. I mean, Kyler Murray, I don't think he took a single snap under center, and he was the number one overall pick and was pretty good last year. So, last 2 years, actually. Heard a rumor, this is from Eddie Clutch, he may be number 18 when he plays. His favorite number was Peyton Manning, and that's why he wore 16 high school and college. He may switch to 18 when he goes to the NFL like Peyton did. Maybe. It's up to him, whatever. Are you telling people not to buy a jersey early? Okay. I wouldn't. I'd wait till you can get a jersey with his name on it. I would. How do you think the Jags use him? Do we keep running the ball a lot? No. Using him as a relief quarterback, or do we become a pass-first offense? We absolutely 100% become a pass-first offense. There's no question about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If Trevor Lawrence comes here, James Robinson's snaps and productivity takes a huge nosedive. And nothing against James Robinson, great guy, but you don't bring in the number one player, greatest player of all time, in my opinion, since Andrew Luck. And I think he's better than Andrew Luck, but I will just be on the safe side and say best player to come out since Andrew Luck. You become a pass-first offense when he does that. Charlie Boy says, should we keep Jay Gruden? I like Jay Gruden, and I actually don't mind this coaching staff too much. However, a new GM is going to want to bring in his new coach, and that's just how it goes. It's what everyone does. It's what you do. The new coach is going to bring in his own coordinator. I like Jay Gruden. I think he'll be successful somewhere else in the draft. Or, I'm sorry, he'll be good somewhere else in the league. But as for, like, the future, he's probably not going to be in Jacksonville. All right, let's take a look at this other play. I hate to freeze up the screen here with nothing going on here. I apologize. I like this play because this just shows Trevor Lawrence's, like, speed. Elite speed. Now, Georgia Tech, obviously, is what it is. Not NFL. But still, just by watching this, you can see the dude's built different. I mean, it takes a nice 5-step drop, The three-man rush presents a lot of lanes to run. He's going to take off, and just the speed that he gets out of bounds at is what just like strikes me. Is like he turns it on here. Like, look, jogging, bang, turns it on. Like the ability to turn it on like that just really sets him apart as a runner. And my favorite part of his game is him as a runner. Great quarterback, can't be good in the NFL without being a good thrower. But dude, I love the way that he runs. Gonna get caught up on these comments here again. Sorry if I missed it. Big Dog, how many advertisements have you seen for Sam Darnold? Your play determines your endorsement a lot more than the market. Yeah, I'm with you, Big Dog, and you're probably right. But we don't know about like local endorsements. A lot of these guys will do like local endorsements, like come to the Murray Hill, car lot, or Auto Nation, right? So they'll do local stuff, and New York may have. Again, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I've never been a part of it. I've never been in a commercial. But there is a lot of local things that happen, and that's going to happen regardless. So I guess I'm with you, Big Dog. I really am. Eddie Clutch says, no, I have a jersey now. I bought one from China for $30 just in case the rumor is true. I doubt it, though. He will probably stick to 16. Eddie Clutch, man, you just have money to throw around to just be buying Chinese jerseys on a whim, leveraging your bets. I like it. Al Cajones says we should hire him as a GM. I probably missed who you were talking about. I apologize about that. Zach Becker says, I haven't been impressed with some of my China ones. We're still talking about China jerseys. Okay, and that's fine. They're pretty nice. People like them. Look, if you're going to buy a jersey and you're not sure about what number they're going to play, buy a China jersey. I've never bought one. I've heard good things. Joey does all the time. When he's on next week, Joey can talk about the jerseys here. All right, let's look at this next play from Trevor Lawrence. I like this play. This kind of looks like a play they run in the NFL. They have this little kind of like tight end H-back looking thing, which I'm a big fan of having that. He's going to run another like slick play action. Georgia Tech doesn't do a great job of like play design here. Like they're going to stunt most of their D linemen to the right, and they're going to drop into a coverage. And the play action obviously freezes the linebackers because they're out here looking for their next assignment, and there's no one there. He's going to look off the safety and just make a great throw in the middle of the field. To be able to, I know we see this from quarterbacks all the time, but this is a big part of quarterback's game is to being able to just like snap back to another receiver. And Trevor Lawrence being able to do this, snap, finds. He was able to go from the right side of the field to the left side of the field to the middle of the field. I love it. Man, that's the thing that sets him apart. Trevor Lawrence is going to be a good player. I just want to see what the CBS says. I love the mock drafts here. I'm a big fan of mock drafts. Some people aren't. I just like to see what's happening. This is from CBS mock draft. They have Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, Clemson, junior, 6'6", 220 pounds, if you weren't sure how much he weighed. His prospect rank, first overall. I like it. The Jags have wrapped up the number 1 overall selection, which means that Trevor Lawrence is headed to Jacksonville. There is no alternate plan because this is it. Lawrence has a chance to be special, and no trade offers will be enticing enough to prompt the Jags to move off this pick, which is true because the Jags there's no amount of draft picks you could offer the Jags because the Jags have all the draft picks. Yeah, what they want to add, 2 more first-round picks? No, it wouldn't make sense. Love the Trevor Lawrence pick. It's almost a no-brainer. Those of you talking about buying jerseys, go ahead and buy a jersey. I'm with you. It's going to work out. Robert Adler says he outran the whole defense in a playoff game for a touchdown. Yeah, you're talking about the Oklahoma game in the college football playoffs when he just outran everybody. And in that moment, I think everyone was like, oh, okay, this guy is like the real deal. Eddie Clutch, when he signs, his number is confirmed. I'll get my elite teal jersey. I like teal. I'm a fan of the white, and I get a bunch of crap on Twitter all the time because have made no secret about the fact that I love the Jaguars white jerseys. I just think they're clean. I like the way they look. They're sharp. Not a lot going on, and I'm usually the minority with that, but I'm telling you, it is what it is. Al Cajones, do you think Trent Williams would be an upgrade over Cam Robinson? Yeah, he would be an upgrade, but at what cost and what would you have to pay? Cam Robinson is a middle-tier tackle. Middle-tier tackles end up making decent money on the free agent market. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully, we do something to upgrade the offensive line because I want to protect the asset, and I think that's what they'll do. Would you trade into picks 10 to 15 to grab Pitts with the pair with Trevor? Yeah, I would. I love Pitts, but I saw a mock. I think CBS. I don't know where he is in this mock. We can try and find him here. Kyle Pitts is 9th in this mock going to Carolina. I think it's a great fit for him. I saw mocks him going like 3rd and 4th. This is interesting. Look who they have the Jags picking at 21. Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from the Gators. I know there's a lot of Florida fans that watch our channel, and if you're a fan of Pitts, because if you're a Gator fan, then Kadarius Toney actually could be a good pick. Can you imagine DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, and Kadarius Toney? Like, that is disgusting. That is a disgusting offense that I think a lot of people would be super excited about having here in Jacksonville. I just want to see his rushing yards. 563 rushing yards in 2019. That doesn't even seem like real for a quarterback. That's like insanely high numbers, man. What a great year he had his sophomore year, for sure. Zach Becker says teal is where it's at, bro. Yeah, you're right. I do like teal. I like black. I'm just telling you why it's my favorite. Eddie Clutch says I was going to get a white one and the China one, but the white looks the nicest in the game jersey. Look, I'm telling you, the Nike Pro Combat or the Elite Vapor, I don't know, whichever one's like the nice one, dude. Those whites are, dude. I'm telling you, I had the Elite. I don't know if they're Vapor. I don't know what they are. Whatever the highest one is, I had the Jalen Ramsey jersey, and I kid you not, anytime I wore it to a game, I got 10 to 15 comments on it about how nice it looked. I'm telling you, it looks really, really good in person. Spend the money, get a nice white jersey, and you will not be disappointed. It goes with everything. You can wear it with any type of pants. I'm telling you, white's the way to go. I'll have to bust out my Rams jersey on one of these videos and show you. Robert Adsert says Waddle as a player. Yeah, I think Waddle is one of those guys that is injured but still ends up getting drafted high. To be honest, Eddie Clutch says it depends on what New England does. I really think Waddle is going to drop the second round. No, I'm not with you there. I'm not with you. Big Dog says, after Trevor, should we focus on offense or defense? I would love to see the continued run on the offense. I think you can get value in the second round, but look, you're going to get a guy like Trevor Lawrence in. I don't care if we give up points. You can get some veterans in here. The defense is probably a couple of veterans away from being pretty decent. The defensive line is young and good. The linebackers seem set for the future. Bring in some veteran defensive backs and, see what can happen. New England is funny. I was watching the New England game last night when they play in Buffalo, and they have a lot of free agency, acquisitions. I apologize. In the secondary. I mean, they play nickel and dime every single play. Guys like J.C. Jackson. They have both the McCourty brothers. Just a bunch of good DBs out there, but without the linebackers and without the D linemen, it doesn't seem to do much. So just focus on that. Get the offense set. I don't care if you give up points. You can just get into a shootout with most teams and win. I mean, look what Kansas City's done. Look what Seattle's doing this year. Green Bay's defense is they have good corners, but for the most part, they're not like outstanding. But yeah. Corey Trent says, white is nice when it is hot as hell outside. Yes, it is. It is very nice when it's hot, and I think that's might be part of it. Hopefully the fans will be good to go next year. I missed out. I didn't go to a game. I didn't go to a single game this year for a couple reasons, COVID and also the, team being absolutely horrible with nothing wanting to watch. The latter being more important to me. But next year, look, if we get Trevor Lawrence, I'm one of those people that's jumping right back in my season tickets. I know it's basic. Call me whatever you want. I'm jumping right back in my season tickets. Yeah, they're the cheapest ones that are out there, but I'm a part of it. Zach Becker says, what kind of receiver is Toney? I've seen him play some, but what's his play style? His play style is just an explosive receiver, a guy who does a lot with the ball in his hand, can also run deep routes, can also spread the field, take the top off of defenses, whatever terms teams and scouts want to use. I like Toney. I like him a lot. Making sure we're all working here still.